Chapter 33, Part B, the Jesus Trilogy, Book 2, Then There Were Two. Good evening, sir. Judas smiled. He loved being called sir. Good evening, Kim. Mr. Ching Lin is expecting me. Yes, sir. Kim unlocked the gate and opened it, allowing Judas to pass, and he walked up the cobblestone path to the massive marble staircase, supporting four Greek marble columns. He saw the massive mahogany door swing open. The butler let him in and escorted him to the den, where he found Chin Ling and Abdullah seated in front of a warm fire, sipping tea. Judas sat down by the fire and rubbed his frigid hands back and forth. Judas, my son, won't you have some tea? Sure. Ching clapped his hands, and the tea was almost instantly in Judas' hands. Judas hated tea, but took a sip anyway. The hot liquid stung his lips, but when it hit his stomach, he began to shiver. So how are you, my good man? Good, good. And you? I'm very well, thank you. I hear you are seeing the mother of a friend of mine, Judas said to Ab. Judas never minced words. Oh, who is that? Ching queried. Why, isn't it Mary, Jesus' mother? Abdullah, you didn't tell me, Ching said. Well, just a casual friendship. I must see her, Ching said. She's a nice woman, Ab said, his face and bald head now turning red. She's the nicest woman I know. I'd hate to see her get hurt. Just a casual thing, Judas. You needn't worry. How's your little woman doing? Ab asked. Good, good. We are terribly in love. Life is so wonderful. Give her my regards. I shall. Ching sat quietly as this dialogue went on. Say, Ching, sir, how is your wife doing? They're doing fine. They? Judas said without thinking. Yes, I have 9. You know, in Chinese, 9 is the perfect number. Judas' mouth was still wide open. Ab now broke in. Gentlemen, shall we? Why, yes, Ching said. Dinner is served. The three kept silent as they dug into their Greek salads and egg-drop soup. Judas, a fast eater for some inexplicable reason, ate slowly this night. Ching slipped the last of his soup by, bringing the bowl to his lips and drinking the last of it. Ah, he said, nothing like a cup of soup to begin dinner. Say, Ab, should we tell Judas about Plan M? Ab looked a little surprised, but said, I suppose so, Ching. No time like the present. You start, Ab. I'll fill in some background details later. Okay. What's this all about? Judas queried. It'll be hard for you, but just sit back and listen. Okay, Judas said, sipping a bit of Chardonnay. There's a lot of talk these days, more so recently about our Hebrew race and its interaction with the Romans. So, son, just listen to Ab. We'll answer questions later, Ching said in a stern but polite tone of voice. Okay, sorry, sir, Judas said, raising his hand in a sign of cooperation. The talk has taken on 2 general themes. The first, the direct overthrow of Rome by armed conflict. Well, currently that seems out of the question. My guess is it will be a century or more before that happens. But the second approach is more of an indirect, shall we say, threat. How's that? There's a lot of talk among our Hebrew community of a Messiah or Savior, one who will free his people from the Roman oppression. I've heard it too, but I'm not too sure we aren't better off with Romans in power. If they were not here, who would fight off the barbarian hordes that loom in all directions on the edge of our civilization? Ab and Ching were quite surprised at Judah's significant demonstration of knowledge. It may be true, but we are considering exploration of the opposite theory, that is, well, finding out if Rome has a weak link or 2. How do you propose that, sir? Judas asked. We may choose to require your services for that purpose, Ab interjected. My services? I suppose you want me to be this Messiah. Well, I'll fight him. I'll take him down. Judas' face was turning crimson. That won't be necessary, son, Ching said. No, what we want you to do is become the Messiah, this Savior. I don't understand. No, we want you to become him by peaceful means, Ab said. How do you propose I do that? Judas said, now a little irritated at being manipulated. Oh, we'll give you every assistance. How? Well, Mr. Ching's prepared to back you all the way in such an endeavor. I haven't said I'd do it yet. Frankly, I'm leaning against it. We will certainly make it worth your while monetarily and also by way of other perks. How much? This sounds like quite a dangerous undertaking. That's why we picked you. We think you have all the skills needed for such a grand undertaking. How do you figure I'm... Judas' ego now took over. Well, I do have some talents. So you have, Ching said. We are prepared to finance you to become the Messiah. But I'm not a soldier. No, you are not, Ching said. Well, we want you to become the Messiah as a public figure. It could be dangerous, but you will be famous. We will publicize you as the savior of Hebrewdom. We have all the connections in the newspaper, churches, political arena. We promote you as a Messiah. I think we can get you into Hebrew elective office. Maybe a representative in a Hebrew house or even the Senate, Ab said, piercing Judas' facade. Judas leaned back in his chair and took a big bite of a juicy yellow apple. He didn't want to show his pleasure, but he had difficulty covering it up. I don't know, Judas said. I've got a wife, a good job with you fellows, and I'm starting to move up in the world. What if this little plan of yours doesn't work? We have no doubt, but there are always contingency plans, Ab said. Always? Ching confirmed. He and Ab and Judas knew he meant it. Son, may I tell you a little story? I think this will persuade you that this is a can't-miss proposition. Sure. Some 20 years ago I was a traveling merchant, a camel driver, if you will. You? No. 'Tis true, and I and Ab's father and another friend plied the highways with our caravans. We ran the Damascus to Tashkent route. Took us about 2 weeks each way. Well, one weekend we noticed a star in the sky, but it was not the usual twinkling kind. The Bethlehem star? Judas exclaimed. You know of this star? Yeah, they talk about it in church. Jesus used to tell me a little bit about it. Said, pointed to the Messiah. We were just little back then. You saw the star, really? Yes, I remember it as if it was yesterday. My father also told me of this same star, Ab said. Well, we headed out of Tashkent, and the star led us all the way west to Jerusalem. Amazing. We ran into old Herod, the king at the time. He was deathly afraid of the prophecy that said the star would herald the Messiah. We followed the star to Bethlehem, a little suburb south of Jerusalem. Yeah, I've been there. I think Jesus said he was born there. Or was it Nazareth? I'm not sure. Are you speaking of Jesus, Mary's son? Yeah, he's the one. One of the 4 horsemen like me. I'll never forget that day, Judas. You and the others were magnificent. Yeah, we really stuck it to him. That Simon's now tearing up the JFL. Team's undefeated. But he's sure to get the Rookie of the Year, Ab said. Yeah, I thought Johnny would be given it, Ching said. No, mind is too messed up. Women can do that to a man. He's living with his wife and his mother. That would be tough, Ab said. Well, you may be in the same boat some day, Judas said. Gentlemen, I wish to proceed with my little story. Sorry, sir, the other two said in unison. As I was saying, we followed the star to Bethlehem and found the Messiah. Just a baby laying there in a stable with his mother. How'd you know it was the Messiah? Ab asked. Never got to talk to Dad about it very much. 2 reasons. One, the star stopped right over the stable. King's Inn, I think they called it. And, Judas begged him to continue. Secondly, there were real angels attending that baby. Ah, Judas said mockingly. True, I swear it. Judas shook his head, but then motioned to Ching to proceed. We knew Herod would be after him. He was the most insecure king in recent history. Confucius say a king worried about pretenders to throne have very short reign. Ab rolled his eyes, as would have his father at this point. Ching Lin ignored the slight and went on. You know, Herod died less than a year later. We later heard he had all the babies killed in Bethlehem, so I'm sure this unpardonable act killed him. Wow, you were there, Judas said, putting his right hand over his mouth. But I'm afraid I killed that Messiah, the little baby we saw too. We never heard about that little Messiah again. Hmm, Judas said. Are you sure he didn't somehow survive? Ab asked. We went back a month later and the little town was still in mourning. I'm sure he was murdered by that old fox. Did you see the parents after that? Ab pressed. Ching thought a minute. No, he didn't. Nor did we get their names. No one had even heard of them. Strange, Ab said. Dad never said anything either. I'm sure he is dead, Ching reiterated. Strange. If there were angels and all as you say, wouldn't they protect him? That is, if he was the Messiah, Ab said. We all thought so, but there was no trace of him or his parents 1 month later. Wouldn't the true Messiah's parents be gods? Judas posed, his cerebral wheels slowly turning. Yeah, I suppose, Ab said. You know, I don't know who my parents were. I was adopted. Maybe I'm, Judas said, warming to the idea. Have you a birth certificate, Judas? Ching asked. No, it was lost in a fire when I was 7. Unfortunate, Ching said. My parents, well, my adopted parents just said I was born in Nazareth, where they live. You know, maybe we got something here, Ab said, his wheels also turning. What do you think, Ching? I've thought so for some time, Ab, Ching said. It was becoming clear to both Ab and Judas that Ching's wheels were turning much faster than theirs. But how will we know if I'm the Messiah or not? Judas asked. Doesn't matter, Ab said. No one can prove you are or are not the Messiah, nor can they prove I am. But you're China. Judas often spoke impulsively and regretted it once again. Ching ignored the slight. Like I was saying, it doesn't matter. We will just create you as the Messiah. Judas the Messiah. Has a nice ring to it, Judas said, a broad grin migrating across his face. Sure does, my boy. Judas, Messiah. Are you ready for your new assignment? Judas stood to attention, saluted, and said, Yes, sir. Ab stood and returned the salute. Somewhere under the scraggy beard of Ching Lin, a trace of a smile could be found.